Hey everybody, it's Rob Nazarian with Talk Android, and we're here to talk about the HTC One M8, the camera application, and a little bit of the gallery as well. I'm not going to get too much into the different effects and video highlights. I'm going to be doing a separate video for all those things, but for now I want to go over basically the camera software, which is dramatically different than in the past. This is of course Sense 6 or 6 Sense. Now just to also show you quickly, you can go into the camera pretty quickly as long as your gestures are turned on by putting your phone in the landscape mode and hitting the volume button. I think you have to do it quickly. There you go. So it'll go right into the camera mode to take your photos. Now, actually, let me just grab a little prop here. A little leftover candy here. I just put a prop here for the video, so we're not just looking at a white screen. Now, the settings for the camera are different now, and you can see in that there's a duo lens here, and when you are in the regular camera mode, you just see the regular camera thing here. If your finger is over it, you see that message right there, it's blocked. Make sure it's not. That's something I've been doing a lot. I tend to hold my phone like this, and my middle finger is touching that lens, is right at the end here, so you want to make sure that you leave it open, because then any duo effects that you want to do later, you will not be able to do if the finger is over that. So the settings is right down here, and it's a pretty easy menu. This is your normal camera setup, where if you want to use the dual camera, you have to be in here. If you're utilizing Zoe, which Zoe was introduced in the last year's HTC One M7, you will not be able to use any dual camera effects. Also, there's video and selfie, dual capture. Dual capture allows you to take a photo of yourself and whatever else at the same time. And Pan 360 is HTC's version of Photosphere. Now, as far as selfie goes, you can go into selfie just like that, but you can also do it by a quick swipe. Just go like that, and you switch over to the front-facing camera. Do it again, a quick swipe, and you're back to the rear camera. So that's pretty straightforward. Now, as far as the regular camera, we're going to go right into there. Your main settings are here. Again, my finger is going to be, that thing is going to come up a lot because my finger does go over that a lot. You hit the three-dot menu here, and you get all your different settings here, where you can adjust your ISO, your exposure, your white balance, and so on. Your main settings for different things like the size of your photos is 16:9, 4:3, things like that. Your geotag is all here. Now over here is where you'll set your different modes. And one thing that HTC doesn't do is it doesn't give you the name of them, so you have to kind of tap on it. Obviously, HDR is self-explanatory. Then you see what you're going into. So you might say to yourself, well, what is this person here? Well, that's portrait. So there you go. You can just switch to them. Now, manuals where things get very interesting. I hope this shows up well. There's some dials here where you can go in and, adjust your white balance with these little dials here, and adjust all these different things, your ISO and your macro mode, and you can adjust these things and set them to where you want on the dial, which is pretty slick. Then you can tap over here, and then as you can see, it's dramatically different. What I'm taking here is a picture, but you can have those settings. And then the interesting thing is also you can tap on this here, go back to this, and you can say save as camera, and you can choose any name you want. I'll go with camera 1. You can go ahead and save it. And right now I'm just going to go back to auto for now. I'll go back to the main menu, and if you go down here, you see this dot. That means there's another row of options You flick it up, there's camera 1. So you can have multiple setups for different scenarios if you use them a lot. So I could just tap on camera 1 and now I am in exactly where I had it. So that is a really cool feature. There's just a lot of fine tuning that you can do here with the HTC One that I really like. And I'll go back to auto. And just a versatile amount of settings, so fool around with them. If you know a lot about taking pictures and all those different settings, then definitely get involved in that. Over here you have, just like previous years, you have your different modes that you can go into. Normal is all the way to the left, and then again they don't give you the names of them, but you got a somewhat of a look, and you can tap on them for vintage and all that stuff, and then take photos using those effects right off the bat. And now I want to take a look at, incidentally, if you want to delete an option here, a saved camera, you just basically hold it down, you'll hear 2 little beeps, and then you bring it right over to the delete, and it's gone, the dots are gone here, so there's no more options, it's just these 6. For Zoe, they've made some changes this year. As you know, Zoe is generally has been 20 pictures, 20 burst shots, and a 3-second video. And it also takes shots and video like a half a second before you actually touch the shutter. It used to be you just press the button and then you'd see a little red line go across, and then after 3 seconds are done, it was over, and then your video in 20 seconds, or I mean in 20 20 burst shots were taken. Now, what will happen is if you actually you can tap it once to take a quick photo. Now, bear in mind, this will not work with the dual camera effects that we'll be talking in other videos. So you can go ahead and take a photo, but that's under Zoe. So again, that will not work for Duo. Now, if you want to take a short burst of shots in video, you have to now hold it down. And you can release, if you release it within a couple of seconds, then it will release, and it will take the appropriate amount of burst shots. It may not take 20. So I'm actually going to hold it down here for a little bit, and then I'll release it. It stops. It might have taken, you can of course go to your review. It might have taken, so you can see if you have a Zoe, it means you've got pictures and video. There's the video, which there's no motion. You can press play, and I can also tap here and see the photos. Let's see how many I actually took. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So I didn't get it all the way to 20. And then you can get into editing and deleting and saving a particular frame and all that good stuff. You can also, I'm just going to go ahead and delete the whole thing. And so now, actually what that did was, that actually, I did keep one photo there. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that. Alright. If you hold it longer, you can, in a sense, get longer video. You're only going to get 20 photos still, though. So now I'm going to hold it down, and I'm going to keep holding it, and you'll see a lock. It's now locked. Now you can release it, and it says record as if you were just recording a video. This is just straight video now. The 20 shots are already completed. I can hit stop when I'm done, and I still have a Zoe video. It's just going to be a longer video. Actually, the video is now 12 seconds long, as you can see. So, now I'm talking to myself, and, whoops, there's the pause. And I'm going to go ahead and delete that. And there we go. So, and again, I would only have 20 photos with that. Now, in the video mode, just want to show you a quick thing here. You have some settings here like white balance, and you can also apply effects to your videos. And you have your normal settings over here where you can change things like the quality and all that good stuff. But one thing that's interesting is, you know, you've got ISO and the exposure, but you can go over here and tap this, and this is under normal. But they also have, this is slow motion video. So you're going to have that little person there will be on all your videos that are done in slow motion. So this will film in slow motion, I believe, at 120. It actually films in different speeds. So I'll do a video on slow motion separately, some of the editing that you can do as well. And then you have 60 frames per second if you want to switch to that mode. And there's also an HDR mode as well at full HD. So So there you have it on that. So one of the other things with Zoe is a lot of the different effects that you do. Going back to that, it's not going to be in there as much as when you use the regular camera mode. That's where you're going to be able to do, you know, all the settings and stuff. Zoe's going to be locked into certain things, and there's your dual camera blocked thing. So I think that's pretty much what I wanted to go over. In the camera function. Now let's go out here and go into the gallery. Now the gallery is a little different as well. It starts out by, they've always had events, but now the way it works is the events don't, from what I can tell, you can't change the name of the events. It's based on a date and the city. And what you really want, you can still do video highlights based on these events, but it's really geared towards albums now. If you go into albums, you have all your camera shots here, and all your events are always going to be here as well. It's kind of like Google Plus in a way, where all your photos are in a master, but then you still have albums. So now you have your timeline of all your stuff, and then what you're going to want to do is move stuff and create albums, and either add to them or move or create new ones. And there's a playing outside one. I just have a couple of albums here, and there's a test album there that I was doing some testing on. And then you have your also by locations. This means, and I'm going to do a whole video highlights video, but you can do video highlights now based on various things here. So you can go in and you know, you'll do it by the album, and you can add easily photos from different events, shall we say, to them to create whatever video highlight you want. Highlights is a very interesting thing, and how that works is actually for the first time, the little star feature actually works that you found in a lot of the options. You can see here in this example here, there's two photos here that look very similar. They're different. They're both in the highlights. So I'm going to show you that right now. I'm going to go over to the timeline, and those photos are right here. I'm going to go into the photos and tap on it, and you see there's a highlight, and it's red. And then if I go to this one, it's also going to be red. But now I'm going to just go ahead and tap on this one and take that off. So this is kind of like a favorites. So for all your favorite photos from all the times that you take in video, this will go into that highlight album. So you can always have a constant video highlights of things, you know, long term for the last 3 months, the last year, whatever you want. Or, you know, keep an album for your vacations and stuff. So now I'm going to go back out here. That's not highlighted anymore. Whoops. Not going to delete that. And go back out, and we'll go over to albums and go over to highlights. Now that one photo is gone. So that's a really cool feature, and there was always that highlight feature before, but it never really seemed to do anything. I always thought it had something to do with the video highlights and making that video or picture more prominent, but never really had an understanding. But now that really works out well here with the highlights section. So in order, what will happen is also if you want to create and move things around, I already have a folder you saw there called Playing Outside, and all these photos are in it. Photos and Zoes and stuff. But let's say I want to add more. I can go into this event here, and then I would tap on the three-dot menu and add to album, and then I would just check the items I want. Okay, the photos are and the video and the Zoes are still going to be left in this event. Okay, and then I hit next, and now it's going to ask me to select which folder I want to put them in. Playing Outside is fine, or I could have hit the plus key there and added one. The plus key was in the top right. So now go back, and that album Playing Outside has all these. Now I can also remove from the album, and again this wouldn't be deleting them. I'm going to remove those that I just added. I'm just going to hit remove. That just removes it from the album. They are still there. Thank God they're still there. It would have been a real disaster. No, they're still there over here, so I can still do what I want. So that's pretty much how it works within the gallery here and how you'll do things. And of course, within photos, if you're looking at a particular photo, well, actually, let me do this. Let me go over here. Now here's a particular photo. You can tap on it, and then you'll have your effects here. And again, we'll be getting into these different things. You hit edit, and this is where you'll go into your duo stuff and dual camera, U focus, and then you've got filters that you can add. So you can still add a lot of filters afterwards if you didn't take it before the picture. So you can tap on whatever, and then you can hit cancel or save it or whatever. You can add frames, and then your tools, you can crop and all that good stuff. One of the cool things about crop is, just so you also know, is there is a Facebook cover crop. So for those of you who love Facebook and constantly like to change your cover photo, you can choose the Facebook crop. So so that's pretty much it. That's the gallery. There's a lot of good stuff here. The camera has a lot of it's one thing it stinks about the camera is it doesn't have OIS anymore, optical image stabilization, but there are a lot of options to change settings. It's still going to be good in low light, but it's not going to be great for keeping things steady, especially for video and stuff. But the fact that they have so many different features here to manually do things is fantastic, especially for those that really know how to do these things. So that is it. That is the camera and the gallery in Sense 6 on the HTC One M8. Look for a bunch of other videos. I'm going to do some videos on the U focus and the depth of field and slow motion video and the new copy and paste function and different things like that. I'm going to be showing you how to do those things, but for now I just wanted to just quickly go through the camera software and the gallery and how things are a little different. So that's it. Thanks for watching. This is Rob Nazarian with Talk Android.